show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I am your girl, Coach King Alicia Elliott, and if you know, you know. If you can tell me what we about to do in that chat, please feel free to drop it in the chat below. What we about to get busy with. Welcome to day 100, and I think we on day 123, ain't we? Are we on day 123, y'all? Are we? I think we're on day 123. You guys know we are live on all platforms. Our daily reading. That's right, Queen. Let me go tell the ladies to come on over. We've been supporting and lifting one another up on our side. Shaq is looking too cute. Okay, go on, Shaq. Okay, hey ladies, we are live. When you're part of our private community, we do let you know that when we go live for our daily reading. And then we're going to give those ladies a few minutes to come in the building with us, if that's okay with each and every one of you. Hi, Eileen. Hi, Linda. How are you? Like I said, I believe we are on day 123. But look, I'm going to confirm our circumstances, okay? Don't worry, we're on day 123. Perfect. We have made it to day 123. We've been reading together for 123 days, working, facing our fear, facing our fronts. We have been basically being willing to deal with, accept, look at Linda. Hi, beautiful. We have been willing to look at and accept that we deserve the best of this world and all the worlds that exist within our living, and that we are choosing to rise above our circumstances. We are choosing to stand our ground and stand firm to what we know is true, which is our higher powers have our back and is taking care of us. Hi, Chris. Hi, Jamaican girl. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Lynn Canton. And so because of that, because of my story, I came from my deathbed. I unfortunately was dying from a raging food addiction and severe chronic medical illness. And those two things together became the perfect storm. And for me, it landed me on my deathbed fighting for my life due to chronic overeating, restricting, binging, purging, you name it. I was doing it. And as a result, I almost died. I would love to come on here and tell you how I was able to find a solution that was as easy as a prick or stick. But unfortunately, I had tried all those things 10 years ago, and I found myself actually with a full-fledged food addiction. No one could really diagnose me as a therapist, as a counselor and a therapist myself. Back in the day, fresh out of my master's program, there was no literature about food addiction. There was nobody talking about food noise and cravings and obsessions and compulsions. And so here I was trying to find answers to these things that were going on in my head, but no one could understand me. No one could understand when I would say I can't stop eating, or the food is calling my name, or things like that. But that was my story. And although maybe your story isn't just like that, V, maybe your story isn't as severe, Nana, but maybe you just have emotional eating with chocolate and you've noticed that it's causing you to have some weight gain. Hey, Dr. Sharita. Hey, Ruth, how are you doing? Hey, Kenya, welcome in. Hey, Jazzy J. Good afternoon, beautiful Barbara, Angela. Hey, Just Jovi. And so one of my biggest struggles was not having the proper tools in my toolkit in order to overcome the obsessive compulsion nature of craving, restricting, dieting, counting, working out, etc. that came along with the lifestyle of dieting. Unfortunately for me, I didn't have someone that came on social media that said, hey, here's a solution that could change your life. Unfortunately, I was already on my way to planning my funeral, which is for a whole nother story time since this is a daily reading. But what I'll tell you for Motivational Monday is that there was a bunch of Mondays where it was going to be my last. And At 592 pounds, 3 heart attacks, 3 strokes, paralysis, seizures, blood 20 over 29 blood clots, intubations 9 times. Even to rename those things, I can't even imagine and fathom another human being have to go through all that. Just do you not see the tubes coming out of every portion of my body in this photo? Do you not see that? That's my neck, my arm, my wrist. It was that serious. It wasn't this run of the mill type situation. Although I'm not knocking anybody else's. What I'm trying to tell you is my story is that story. If you ever look at people and say, I'll never let myself get like that. Well, I watched 600-pound Club for many years. And then I woke up one day and I was the 600-pound Club. I watched my 600-pound life. I woke up one day and I was my 600-pound life. I was bedbound. I was overeating. I was eating and manipulating for food. I was unable to work out. I was immobile. I was toxic. I was depressed. I was anxious. I was suicidal. I was lonely. I was all of those things. I was that story. The only difference is that I had already failed at the gastric bypass and had a reversal done on me in 2014. So I was left with having to deal with, because see, it was never my stomach in the first place. See, the doctors and the medical people gave me this delusion that if they gave me enough medicine and enough surgeries, that they could take away the ideology that somewhere along the way, food and my feelings became one. Somewhere along the way, food and my feelings linked up. And they became husband and wife, sister and brother, best friend, best cousins, whatever you want to call it. But what I want to tell you is the bond that the two of them had for many years was 2 minutes from putting me in my grave. I was willing to eat to feel better. I was willing to eat to heal better. Linda, mine was also a failure. I admit it. I know it was. And I wish somebody could have told me what I know today after all my... I had to pick out my own casket. I'm not talking about, most people say they gave me 30 days to live, but I came back. No. I think I need you to hear what I'm telling you. I was in palliative care, when they send the funeral home. When they send the funeral, me too, Linda. Oh my gosh, somebody understands me. Somebody gets me. When they send the people from the funeral home, there's paperwork. If you're still alive, you can actually plan your funeral. Well, at 35, I was doing that because I couldn't stop eating. They kept telling me the way you're eating is messing. It's making the medicine less effective. If they were telling me all the things the trans fats was doing, they would tell me, you guys, the man from the funeral home came to my mom's house, sat on the couch next to me, and we picked out caskets. We actually picked out, I had a burial folder. Except I wasn't burying somebody else. I was participating in burying myself. And even while I was sitting there with that man talking about my own death, in which I was playing a role in doing, it never dawned on me the actual sickness and the delusion I was living in, even in that moment. I didn't realize I had control to take my life back. I was in too much pain, too much swelling, too much edema, too big, too slow, too sick, too sad, too lonely, too hurt, too broken, too despondent. At that point, I'm simply praying to die. I've skipped hope. I've left willingness. I've broken desire, and I'm just existing long enough to die. Thank you, unlikable moron. Hey, Cynthia. Hey, Edna. And Linda, what happened was, even though they was telling me it was related, I was triggering things because of the eating, it wasn't registering. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't registering in my mind. It wasn't connecting. You understand? And here's the sad part. You know what? this is no cap, and I'm gonna do the reading after this. Give me 5 minutes of your time because I just want to be motivationally transparent right now. When they told me I was going to die, you realize that I wasn't looking for a solution to live because I didn't have any hope. I was so set in such a dark space that my hope, I had lost hope. But it wasn't hope that I was most afraid of. It was the fact that I no longer believed that I was capable of losing the weight. You understand? I no longer believed I was capable of getting it off. Something had happened in my mind. Thank you guys so much for the gifts. Thank you, Cynthia. Something had happened in my mind, you guys, where I had decided that I wasn't capable of doing it. So if I kept missing the mark, it meant it wasn't meant to happen. So if I wasn't meant to lose weight, then it was meant that I was meant to die. So that was where I sat, between eating and my own death. My casket would have read death by a potato chip. But you see, you saw me eating a chip, but what I was really eating is the pain from the abuse, the molestation, the rapes, the pain, the abandonment, the neglect, the rejection. I was really eating for those things, the lack of security and safety. See, I was eating for something much bigger than hunger. I was eating for something that had fangs and could grow bigger and bigger if I didn't calm the beast inside of me. See, this was much deeper than I need to calorie count and go to the gym. I had done all those things, and the monster still roamed in my mind. You see, that sense of abandonment, yes, Cynthia, and rejection that laid inside of me at 500 pounds was so real that I could eat it almost into a bliss of a sense of happiness where I would be giggling, but it wasn't because I reached real happiness. It was because I had become almost high off of the food and the candy, because me seeking happiness without some type of vice I wasn't capable of. I needed that snack to smile again. I needed that candy to laugh again. I needed that chip to exist again. I needed that sandwich to feel again. Because see, every time there was a pain, I needed to chew it away. It could be your pain, my pain, lost, grief, the stress, the bills, the kids, the husband, the situation, the circumstances, the past, the present. It was always something readily available for me to pursue my vice. I was never short on life when it was time to chew. I was never short on problems when I needed to overeat. I could find a thing to be sad about. I could justify a cookie or a cake because I hadn't had it in a long time, never understanding that even that was emotional eating. You see, this thing is much bigger than what many people want to make it about on this app. So if I don't do anything else well, I want to bring awareness, knowledge, education. I believe we suffer from obesity in this country because we lack knowledge, education, and access to the tools necessary to, to beat the beast. This thing is multifaceted. It flips up and down and all around. You can't skip portions of this thing. It requires you to dig deep and under it if necessary to reach the epitome of your situation. This isn't about surface healing. This isn't about I'm going to be all right. I'm strong and I'm black and I'm free. This isn't about I'm a woman. This isn't about I pack it all on my back. This isn't about how much you can hold of yours, theirs, his, hers, and it. It's not about that. This is about how much work are you really willing to do and apply to one's inner self. See, we're so fixated on what we got to look like on the outside that we forget that our bodies are often an expression of our minds. Yeah, and the eating is the symptom. You see, it wasn't the PCOS. It might have been the heightened craving and the heightened hormones from the PCOS that triggered the craving, but it was you that picked up the item that ate it. It wasn't your PCOS. So stop saying I can't lose weight because of PCOS. Let's say the symptoms of my PCOS make me eat more, and thus I engage in overeating and emotional eating, and that makes me gain weight. See, that's self-acceptance. That's responsibility. That's following through. That's what we want to do. Okay, let's get our reading done. Excellent. Okay, perfect. 5 minutes. I'm finishing up right now. Yep. Okay. Thank you guys so much for the love. If you're new here, thank you. Thank you so much, Stacy. Thank you for all the follows. I'm working really hard to grow my platform and to help other people be able to find me. I'm starting to get hundreds and hundreds of inboxes about people not knowing that anything like what I do exists. And so if you're in the live, please share the live. Please tap the like button so that we can help other people have access to what we do, here, and what I do here to help people. Okay. That my phone rang, but I don't have time. Thank you so much. Please at hashtag FYP. So what we do is we're going to read 2 quick books. It'll take me about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to head to my next appointment. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm just staying focused. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to quit on this. I'm not going to quit on what I'm doing. I know around the corner is victory for us, is victory for every woman that I'm trying to help and help her see the other side. I know, oh, you're okay, sister. They know you now. So I know there's victory. So I know you guys saw the video of the stuff being deleted and me having to start all over, but I just ask that you share my content when you see it. Drop a heart or a like so that women that are looking for me can find me. Okay, let's get to it. It is written, for now you are nothing. You see terror and are afraid. Job 6:21. Helpers are helpless when faced with fear. Prayer. O Lord, send profitable helpers to bless me in Jesus' name. O Lord God, strengthen my helpers to help me in Jesus' name. So that's going to be a David Komalafi, 365 Days of Fear Not. You know, I don't even know if my bishop knows I'm still reading this book, but you guys, I'm so proud of us. At the end of this year, it means we're going to have read this whole entire book consistently every day. Is anybody else getting the blessings from the book? Because I sure have been. And I'm going to show that to you again so you can make sure you grab your copy. And if you guys would like for me to do a video and attach the link, my affiliate link where I can get credit off Amazon, I can do that. But you don't have to. You can just go get it regularly, okay? Okay, and our next book is going to be this one. It's going to be Melanie Beattie, Journey to the Heart. Okay. Melanie Beattie, Journey to the... Okay, to do the Amazon links. Miss Linda, I'll do that. It's not that I'm like rich or don't need money or something. I guess in my head, I want people to really get help. I can't explain it. So one of the things I've never done a story time on is I actually was on disability when I started my journey. And so I'm very sensitive to the fact that some of us, it's very financially straining for us to be able to have access to some of the things that I offer, because it does come in the form of therapeutic services, and many people don't have that benefit in their insurance or anything. So I try to give a little bit of that type of service so that you're getting something that you wouldn't just get anywhere, but that also is coming from someone who's worked in the industry of mental health, therapy, counseling, etc. So I'm not just on here talking about therapeutic techniques and behavioral modification, but it is what I used to do. And I know that this is a way that I can provide that to women that wouldn't otherwise maybe be able to go to pay $350 for cognitive behavioral therapy. They wouldn't be able to go 5 days a week for 2 hours a day in person to a wellness coach and have help with their meal plans, their workouts and meditations. TR, hi baby. So I try to do that on here. And so that's how this all started, was me and my team saying, my moderator's in here right now, me and my team saying, what more can we give the ladies? Yesterday, we were able to gift 3 of our beautiful journals that TR got made for us. So I'm so excited when you guys receive your journals. Please make sure you tag us or tag TR. You got the book that you have. Oh my gosh, yes, Angie, yay! Okay, perfect. Okay, so Angie, we're on page April 7th. Come, go do April 7th with me, sis. Thank you for my gift. Thank you. I get so excited for the gifts, you guys. Welcome in. This is new ladies. I love new ladies. I was hoping to see Apostle Sandra today. So here's our last reading. This reading today is kind of short, okay? It says, what are you resisting most? I think for me, without even reading it, I'm resisting most that, like, what if everything I'm doing isn't what I'm supposed to be doing? So it makes me nervous to resist change. But I have to understand that everything that's happened in the last week with my business and my site, it has to mean something good and just go with the change. So if you haven't got a sweatshirt or a t-shirt or the bands, we are selling out of all those things so we can bring in new merch for the spring. So those things are marked down right now. We have our own exercise bands, workout products. We have sweatshirts, t-shirts. I actually have on an entire I.R.I.S.E bling outfit. Anyways, so today's reading is short. So come on in. We're a whole community and got all the good. It's okay, Angelina. You know what? I didn't do anything wrong. It was a system thing. It had to be done. So it just happened to affect me and several other thousand people. Oh yes, I just wrote down the word change in my book to answer that question. Amen. So I know that I know what I'm resisting is the change. Because if I want to, okay, so my thing is I want to retire. It means I need to be making a lot of money, right? So that means there's certain things I need to pivot in order to do that. That's scary and big. But that means I'm going to be back on stages, back in speaking engagements, back in all these things. And I have all these fears, stage fright, you name it. But today I refuse those. I give it all up to God and I just choose to let go and just walk into the change. For some reason, all these blockages are happening in my platforms and my businesses. So maybe God is calling me to the carpet and saying it's time to elevate. It's time to elevate, evaluate, and elevate. Whatever I've been doing, hey Mocha, whatever I've been doing, he feels like it ain't where I'm supposed to be. So it means there's greater for me and my I.R.I.S.E family, my clients, my community, but most of all, my actual family. They call me rich auntie. I can't be rich auntie with no money in the bank. Okay? My niece likes nails and stuff like me. So I'm just saying all that. So that's what I feel like I've been resisting. So I'm encouraging you to let go to and to move into the change. And here's what today's reading says, Miss Bailey. It says, be open to the whole journey, all part of it. Is there a feeling, a person, a thought, a project that you have been avoiding? Is there some part of your life that you're refusing to deal with or open up to? Is there something you're resisting? Something that makes you stubbornly say no? Ignore the voice that says, this is how I decide it will be, so I will close off to that part. I will not consider it. That's not the voice of that this is the voice of resistance. Okay, I'm gonna read that again. Be open to the whole journey, all parts of us. Is there a feeling, a person, a thought, a project that you have been avoiding? Is there something, is there some part of your life that you're refusing to deal with or open up to? Is there something you're resisting? Something that makes you stubbornly say no? Ignore the voice that says, this is how I decided it will be, so I will close off to that part. I will not consider it. That is the voice of resistance. Be open to everything. Your most valuable lessons may well come from the things you're resisting most. I don't really think I need to give you any feedback after that. Open your heart up because a closed heart is blocking the things that you're most resistant to. So if you think you're not resistant and your heart is closed, you're resistant. If you're trying to do something and it's not happening, it's because you're being resistant to the way your higher power wants it done. That's what I have to believe. That's what I have to believe. Yeah. So that's a message to me today, you guys. I'm feeling that message pretty heavy as I pack up my stuff. Like, I actually believe that was me, because I'm sitting over here busting my butt building this website, and just thinking, okay, can I do it? Can I do it? Can I do it? Can I do it? And hey, June, how are you? And I'm having to do it. So today I just ask you, if you're able, if you can support me and head over to my Shopify and purchase a sweatshirt or one of the bands or something of I.R.I.S.E Boutique. We would greatly appreciate it. Our goal for today is 5 orders a day. Our 5 women we help start their wellness journey. So I'm excited. There should be some new um, programs and also some discounts to the new program coming out. Starting as our pre-Easter sale is this week. So starting tomorrow, it'll be our pre-Easter sale. So you'll have a privilege of starting even your yes, the link is in my bio, Diamond. I'll show you how to get to it. Actually, I never get to do that because sometimes I don't be knowing how, but my niece did show me. She's trying to help me out. She did a video in like 5 seconds yesterday. Y'all know if my content start looking good, it's not me. Y'all know it's my niece, okay? So you're gonna go into my bio right here, beautiful, right here. And then because I have a TikTok shop, when you go up to the word it says and 3 more, it's gonna pop up like that. And then when you tap on the top one, that's gonna take you straight to the boutique. And then it's gonna say external link. You're just gonna say open. And it's gonna take you right there. Hold on, it says page not found. That's not true. Well, that item is no longer on sale, but you're gonna hit the 3 dots there and go home. And everything has been marked down already. You don't need a code or anything. Hold on, let me scroll up. Oh, I can't see out thing. Hold on. Okay, I have to go. Okay, I'll be back in a bit. Okay.
She said, "Ma'am, they don't allow her to do that on the phone."
Is this what it is for?
She said, "Ma'am,
I
I'm
already
gonna
got
try
it.
this.
Yeah.
So I was gonna be home. So hopefully she'll be done."